last point that Nick made, agree absolutely on that. That what we need to do is build a socialist party that relates to the Labour Party. Whether that means the members of it are in and out of the Labour Party right now is a different point. But we do also need to relate to the hundreds of the 250,000, a 250,000 who voted for Jeremy Corbyn. And what do we tell them to do? I don't think we can be passive about that. And my view, strong view, is that they've either already joined the Labour Party or they've joined the party as supporters to vote for Jeremy Corbyn. We can't tell them you've made a mistake getting involved in the Labour Party, it's the road to nowhere, that Corbyn's this, that or the other, and it's going to lead to disaster. Well, we could tell them that, but I mean, A, they're not going to listen to that, who are we to tell them that, and B, that's not actually, we don't have an alternative right now that they can join. I mean, we could ask them to join the ISN, but we're deluded if 250,000 people are just going to flood into the ISN like that. There isn't a socialist party, Marxist party worth joining outside of it at all. That still needs to be created. There's small groups of people like us with good ideas who need to propagate those ideas, and we need to win recruits. But we need to have something to tell the new movement. It's already associated, either in or associated with the Labour Party. It seems transparently obvious to me that the only way they're going to turn into something useful is if they organise inside the Labour Party. And whether lots of us won't be able to join the Labour Party right now anyway, because I've not been, but others have been expelled and they won't be in. So we do need an organisation that has a flexible approach to the Labour Party. That I think Rodney's idea of bridges is excellent. That is what we need to build right now. But what is this new movement going to do? Either it organises itself partly in support of Jeremy Corbyn. I think Marxists involved in it do have to raise the issues that Nick has done and say that Corbynism as it stands is completely inadequate, and I'll deal with that a little bit if I've got time. But you need to have, they need to be organised. Otherwise, as others have warned, they're just going to dissipate, aren't they? And that would be a tragedy. If we say wait and see what Corbyn does, what he can achieve, but you're mistaken if you join in the Labour Party now, we are guaranteeing that Corbyn will either capitulate or be overthrown. Because Corbyn, I agree, is one of the most honest politicians any of us have met. Really nice guy. But he's one person, and he's just a human being in an extraordinary moment, in an extraordinary position. If he remains as isolated as he is now, he will have to make compromises. He will, I mean, he has got no option right now other than to draw a shadow cabinet, appoint people to 100 positions. He has got to draw on those who aren't his supporters. I mean, he hasn't got, given where he is, he hasn't got any option. The only way that's going to change, he needs to have pressure on him from the left. And so the people who've supported him need to organise to put that pressure on him, to hold, first of all, just to the anti-austerity, anti-war principles which he has enunciated. And I agree, the key issue is going to be around local government, what Labour-controlled authorities do, whether they continue to push austerity through or whether they resist that. So I think there should be a moratorium by the rest of the left. The moratorium is not saying never stand elections, never stand against them, but saying we will desist from standing elections for now until we see what happens. So I don't think just to talk about Tusk, they should be having a conference in 2 weeks' time saying we're going to stand a slate of candidates against Corbyn. It's precisely the wrong thing to do. They should be saying, they should be urging Corbyn to to adopt a policy in the local government elections which is Tusk. And they should be saying, if you do that, we won't stand. That's what a moratorium means. So that's what the rest of the left ought to be doing. I haven't got a lot of time. I would just say that I think Corbyn's economic policy is very moderate. It does reflect, I think, it's the socialist. He's never sort of delved much into economic policy and all of that. I've never heard him discuss that. He's adopted more or less what the socialist action policy on economics is, a bunch of self-proclaimed Marxists. So to that extent it reflects the crisis of Marxism. On his foreign policy, what he's proposing to do on nuclear weapons, on cutting defence, on exiting NATO, he may not get away with all of that, but that's what he's proposing to do, and not intervening overseas. That is to the left of any Labour leader since Keir Hardie at best, and you could question even that. No Labour leader has taken a position as far as Britain's geopolitical position in the world is concerned as left as Jeremy Corbyn has done. And the establishment, the United States, will be horrified by that. This is someone, leader of the opposition, could become Prime Minister of a country with a permanent seat on the Security Council, can exercise a veto. They will see Britain becoming the ally of Russia and China as far as they're concerned. They will do anything to stop that, and we ought to be in the resistance against that soft coup.